For thousands of years, humans have lived in harmony with nature. Indigenous peoples and local communities have relied on the land for food, medicine, and cultural traditions. But today, this ancient relationship is under threat. We are witnessing the mass extinction of species and languages at an unprecedented rate. The natural world provides essential ecosystem services that sustain life on Earth. These include carbon sequestration. Forests like the Amazon absorb carbon dioxide, regulating our climate. Hydrologic regulation. Rainforests and wetlands help control water cycles, ensuring clean drinking water and stable food supplies. Medicinal resources. Many modern drugs originate from plants known to indigenous healers for centuries. For example, quinine, derived from the cinchona tree in Peru, was once the only effective treatment for malaria. During World War II, when American troops lost access to quinine, more soldiers died from malaria than from enemy fire. Another example, foxglove, has been used for centuries and is the source of digoxin, a key medication for heart disease. But nature offers more than physical survival. It inspires, heals, and connects us. Many cultures see the environment as sacred, a source of spiritual renewal and identity. Some regions of the world are exceptionally rich in species, but also highly threatened. These are known as biodiversity hotspots, identified by Conservation International. A region qualifies as a hotspot if it meets two criteria. It must have at least 1,500 species of vascular plants found nowhere else. It must have lost at least 70% of its original habitat due to human activity. Despite covering only 2.5% of Earth's land surface, biodiversity hotspots contain more than half of the world's endemic plant species and 43% of vertebrate species. But deforestation, climate change, and industrialization are destroying these irreplaceable ecosystems at an alarming rate. As ecosystems disappear, so do the languages of the people who have protected them for generations. Today, roughly 6,000 languages exist, but half of them are expected to disappear within this century. In some regions like Siberia and Australia, over 90% of indigenous languages are moribund, spoken only by the oldest generation. Language loss is more than just cultural erosion. It erases traditional ecological knowledge, tech, a vast, untapped source of information about local ecosystems, plant medicine, and sustainable living. Indigenous communities hold solutions to some of the world's greatest environmental challenges. In the Amazon, the Kayapo people can identify 85 species of wasps and 56 species of bees, using a system more detailed than Western taxonomy. Their knowledge helps protect pollinators essential to global food security. Governments and conservation organizations must collaborate with local experts. Establishing biological reserves, indigenous managed lands, and community conservation programs can strengthen global conservation efforts. By integrating science and indigenous wisdom, we can preserve biodiversity, protect endangered languages, and ensure a sustainable future for all. The loss of biodiversity in languages is one of the greatest challenges of our time, but it is not too late. Governments, scientists, and local communities must work together to protect what remains. What can you do? Support organizations that protect indigenous rights and conservation efforts. Advocate for policies that prioritize both cultural and ecological preservation. Learn and share the stories of endangered languages and ecosystems. The world is changing fast, but with the right efforts, we can ensure that the ancient relationship between humans and nature continues for generations to come. What we choose to protect today will define the world of tomorrow.